John Bolton is here, former ambassador to the United Nations, national security advisor to President Trump, knows a thing or two about the Iranians. They still want to kill him for killing Soleimani, among other policies he suggested. Mr. Ambassador, it's good to see you, sir. Thank you. Do I have this right?
Yes, absolutely. Look, the Biden administration has its eyes wide shut when it comes to Iran. They won't acknowledge that Iran was in control of Hamas, is in control of Hamas. Hamas didn't volunteer to commit suicide against Israel just because they got up on the wrong side of the bed one morning. This was, I think, at Iran's direction. We have new evidence and a new story in the Wall Street Journal today about Hamas personnel training in Iran just before the October 7 attack. And there's plenty of other evidence. The strategic reality of the region is Hamas, Hezbollah, as you said earlier, are surrogates for Iran. But we can't admit that, says the Biden White House, because if we do, we acknowledge our entire Middle East policy for 3 years has been completely backwards. And now, when it's American lives that are at stake, 13 attacks by Iranian surrogates in the past 10 days, the administration won't admit that either. And this is direct threat to our troops. Even when Secretary of State Blinken says at the UN that if it's Iran or its surrogates, we will defend ourselves, that's not enough. That's not enough. Iran has to pay a price for attacking us to begin with, because if you don't do that, if you don't show them, it will cost Iran a lot more than anything they hope to gain. We will not have deterrence, and these attacks will continue.
Yeah, and the attacks will just keep getting more aggressive. My experience, the bully first he insults your mother, then he pushes you, then he punches you in the face, then he kicks you while you're on the ground. It keeps escalating. You talked about the White House's policy towards the Middle East, which was a vast divergence from the Trump policy. Israel versus Hamas polling. Harris polling shows 18 to 24-year-olds roughly split between support of Hamas and Israel in the current conflict. That same group votes for President Biden by 25-plus points. I'm wondering how much of this is a political calculation rather than a national security one.
Well, I certainly wouldn't discount that, but I think the Biden administration has demonstrated in multiple crisis situations that it simply is afraid of American power. I think we have been deterred by the Russians ever since their invasion of Ukraine over a year and a half ago. All we've heard from the White House is fear of escalation and worry about what will happen if we really give Ukraine what they need when they need it in order to prevail. And I think the same thing is going on here. Nobody's looking for a wider war. The question is, how do you assert American interest? How do you protect Israel and our Arab friends in the Arabian Peninsula? And in a way that prevents Iran, that convinces Iran that it's simply not in their interest to keep up this kind of terrorist pressure. And restraint and semiotic campaigns and all manner of things like that, they may do wonders in the academic world in the United States. They don't convince anybody in Tehran.
Yeah, forgive me for asking for a quick answer. I only got about 30 seconds left. But I'm curious as to, you say afraid to use American power, and yet this was an administration that ran on bringing American foreign policy preeminence in the world, quote unquote, back. How do we square that circle?
Because they think that negotiations can solve everything. And the fact is, negotiations prevail for us when we negotiate from an American position of strength. And the Iranian regime simply does not believe Biden has that position of strength.
Mr. Ambassador, you were the right guest today on this. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.